Bonjour everyone, Pantoufleee here today for a new video in which we're going to discuss about something that is the main subject of discussion nowadays concerning World of Tank Blitz, is the brand new TVP T5051 aka the tier 10 Czechoslovakian Tech 3 tank OP or not. First thing first, let's define OP. To me, an overpowered tank would be a tank that no matter what you're facing it with, you are gonna get crushed, or you have a really high chance of getting completely crushed. It's a tank that would gather three things: mobility, armor, and gun. All of a sudden, I think you already understand my point of view concerning the TVP. That tank doesn't have armor. It does have a nice gun, and it does have a really decent mobility. But is it enough for it to be completely broken? For those of you who have played the TVP, and for pretty much everybody who played the game since the 7.7 update, you all see TVPs everywhere because everybody grinded that line. It has to be expected because people really wanted that tank to be implemented for a very long time, and now finally we have it. So yeah, people are getting really hyped over that tank and playing it again and again and again. And I saw a lot of reflections on the tank saying it's broken because when you do 6k damage with it, you don't get an ace tanker. First thing first, reasoning like that is a little bit bullshit because just because a lot of people are doing over 6k damage with the tank doesn't mean that the tank is necessarily broken. It can also be the player base that knows how to play the tank. But most importantly, it's a new tank, guys. Everybody is playing that tank. Literally everybody. It's the most played tank of this update, and that's totally logic. It's the new tier 10. And it's a tech 3. It's not like it was a premium one only Wallet Warrior could afford. No, everybody can grind it, and as we have many battle pass, it's quite easy for you to gather everything, all the data, all the free XP, all the credits you need to get it as soon as it drops down. So yeah, that's pretty much why this tank is not broken based on those statistics. Now let's ask ourselves, what makes this tank broken? Because yes, this tank is not broken overall, but has some broken aspects. The main one, obviously, is its gun. 4 shells in the magazine, 310 alpha damage between shells, or per shot I should say, so a total burst of 1240, and if you combine that with some HE, you can have some fun even more. Sorry, I had to cough. So yeah, this gun is extremely deadly because every 22 seconds, or I should say a little bit more because you have your reload between shells, so let's go for 28 seconds. Every 28 seconds you can burst 1.2k shells, 1.2k damage, and as those shells are not made, I mean, it's not like an heavy 1A3 that can only shoot at one target and do 1.2k damage. No, here you have the choice of your targets, which means that if you have a total of 1.2k damage to deal to 3 different enemies, you can burst them all and kill them all, unlike the Evit, which will have to first shoot the one guy and then reload, shoot the second one, reload, etc. Here with the TVP, and you're gonna see the perfect example right now, what makes people believe it's broken is how easy it is to finish off targets. But I want to remind you that this is the goddamn job of that tank. Between the extremely effective reload intra-clip, but also the fact that you are here to finish off targets, obviously you are doing that great. But I want to remind you, if you don't have a team to support you, you will only get your 4 shells in, and after you're gonna get rushed and completely crushed. How did I survive at the beginning of the game? Because the K91 took the shot from me against the IS-4. How I survived at the end? Because I was in the perfect matchup with the perfect enemies that were playing in the perfect position, and I had the perfect clip to be able to kill them all. Does that make me broken? I don't think so. The only thing that makes this tank good beside the gun is obviously its place on the battlefield. Because you can both work as a scout or a traditional medium, bursting a lot of damage. And that's this flexibility that makes people think that this is a broken tank. I do not share that opinion, knowing that this tank is no longer useful once it's reloading. Of course, if you are playing with your teammates that are actually helping you and you're spotting for them, yes, it can be kind of broken because you have the support of your teammates. So you don't feel the downsides of the tank, because you can trust me, sorry. When you have no ally, they don't try to help you. You're reloading your whole shells and you have the whole enemy team chasing you without anybody helping you. You will not say that this tank is broken. You will say, okay, Wargaming's way of balancing the tank is basically making the reload extremely long. And during this reload, which is 28 seconds if we take in total plus the clip, it means that in 28 seconds, trust me, a lot of tanks in this game will be able to completely destroy you, knowing that you don't have any armor. If they shoot with HE at the right angle and at the right place, they can completely destroy you. But of course, yes, when you have a good team, this tank is amazing. For example, here, let's take this perfect example right there. I have the Vickers that is trying to shoot me, all right? I have my Yag that is just waiting to get to the Vickers, and I have my two teammates here. Yes, in this kind of situation, I'm gonna have a real great time because my team is here to shoot when I'm reloading. And of course, as you don't feel the downside, you go out and you burst all your shells. Maybe Wargaming did a mistake on the bursting abilities of this tank. I would rather have a 3 shells tank and less reload time than this that we currently have, but I feel like if we had this, it would be even more broken than the current state of the TVP. In its current state, the tank is balanced as long as your team is working with you, or as long as you know how to work with the rest of your team. Otherwise, you are going to be crushed on the battlefield within seconds. What upsets a lot of people is probably the fact that even noobs can do 1.2k damage with this tank, because you can literally go out on the open, burst your 4 shells without dying, and after dying, and it can be frustrating for a lot of people, and that's why they call that tank OP, saying, you know what, this tank is completely broken because look at this, 1.2k damage at the beginning of the game, it's literally half the HP of any tanks in the game. Yes, it's half the HP of anything in the game, but 28 seconds of reload, guys, 28 is quite huge, and therefore I think that the tank is balanced in its own way. It's still a good tank, don't mind me. Out of all the tier 10s, this is top tier. Top, yes, but not top enough for me to say that this tank is completely broken. But anyway, you know what, guys? Tell me what you think in the comments. Do you think the TVP should get a nerf? And if it should, what kind of nerf? If you think it should get a buff, maybe you think it should get a buff, or are you happy with the current state of the TVP? Of course, if the tank is overperforming, don't worry, Wargaming will do something about it and nerf it the right way. I'm pretty sure about that, but in its current state, I'm really enjoying that tank, and I don't think it's broken to the point where it needs Wargaming action to nerf anything about it. Hopefully you enjoyed that video, guys. If that's the case, feel free to subscribe, like, and share, and I'm gonna see you soon for a new video. Bye.